Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Link to the Past Randomizer League playoffs. We've got a great match for you tonight. Sphere-FUnity in their first trip to the playoffs in 7 seasons. Well, first trip to the Invitational playoffs in 7 seasons. GFE and Julloninja tonight. And 3 off the tee, a new team with some very familiar names and one new name. So we have Fearagent and Jamo tonight. Their third member is Homemade Beer. So, this is game 2. Sphere-FUnity won game 1, which was Enemizer. This will be co-op cross keys picked by 3 off the tee, trying to even the score. I'm Drossi, here with my buddy Sabo. How you doing, man?
Yo, Drossi, great to be in the booth with you tonight. This is a real barn burner. I'm looking forward to seeing if my former team can move on in the playoffs here now that they've dropped the dead weight that was me. They're making a real run of it here, so we'll see how they pull it, if they can pull it off, or if Fear and Jamo can even up the score. I'm really excited to see these guys in action as well.
Yeah, no, three off the tee as a new team has been kind of scary. Gamma didn't want to play this season, and he basically appointed Jamo as his replacement.
I mean, great
So,
pickup for sure. So it's a solid team here.
yeah, no, Jamo started playing seriously when the last season of League was already underway, so this was his first time that he could even sign up for League. So it's good to
Yeah,
have him.
most definitely.
Um, And yeah, I think with Sphere-FUnity, the thing is, GFE and P-Train are both Southerners, so they wanted to take the Southern thing to an extreme, so they went down under with Julo.
That's a pretty far reach there. Yeah, for sure.
I mean, they're not remotely Southern compared to Australia.
No, yeah.
Um, but yeah, this should be a good one for sure. Co-op cross keys was actually popularized by Fear. He ran a tournament of it last winter, and that's what gave us the idea that maybe we could make it work in League.
I mean, most definitely. I mean, it's always fun to include all the co-op kind of stuff. It's what makes League. And cross keys as a mode is already like kind of crazy enough. So adding more people into it, like why the heck not? Let's get a whole 4 screens of madness on the screen today.
Yeah, and well, I mean, people are used to co-op reference at this point, so now you just have to track small keys on top of it.
Oh yeah, so not too much of an adjustment really.
Let's see how the race room's doing here. They've all readied up, so we are just waiting for our restreamer Yoinker's wife to drop the gate. Shoutouts to Yoinker's wife, shoutouts to Aikir and Noshibato, our trackers.
It's great that we could get a full crew together here to do something on the ALTTPR League channel as well.
Though Yoinker's wife also may be trying to fix Fear's cropping, which looks like it's cropped a bit close in, but hopefully we can get that taken care of.
Always hard to get it just right.
Yeah, especially black on black. That's the thing. I mean, I don't know what Fear's background is, but a lot of people have black backgrounds, and then the game screen has a black background.
Yeah, it really doesn't help things there. Oh, looks like we
We are
might be getting
underway.
underway.
Okay. 50 bucks in Link's house, 10 arrows in Sank. Where is Sank? Vanilla.
Huh, okay.
Not a bad place for Sank. And wow, I didn't even see what entrance Jamo took, but that's the front of TR. Oh, I see it. What is that in vanilla?
It's a fortune teller, isn't it?
Sounds about right. And useless fairy, unfortunately, at Uncle. That's about the worst place you want to see useless fairy. Meanwhile, cannons at Lumberjack. Yes, we're doing an AGA 1 fight today.
Boy, oh boy.
Time to find those two ever-precious small castle tower small keys. It's interesting that we've already found 2 out of 4 TR entrances.
Yeah, that is interesting.
But haven't gotten any items yet.
No, nothing of value at all. But the early game of a cross key seed is really just about filling out that map, getting your connectors and all that kind of stuff kind of lined up, and just kind of getting a lay of the land. It always is a little bit disorienting right off the start here.
Though possibly with an early TR play at this rate, because we just picked up a TR small, and hey, there's Mushroom on Uncle. But yeah, we found 2 TR entrances and a TR small, so it kind of makes you wonder. And there's ice near the Desert Thief.
Hyrule Castle appearing there at the taverns, so don't want to quite go through there yet. You're still working on building out the entrances, and here we are back of TR as well.
Yeah, the game's practically screaming TR, except that it's not in logic or anything. There's a boomerang, though. At least we can stun.
Back of Desert
GFE
showing up.
GFE doing a quick mushroom turn in. We haven't actually found Potion Shop. But hey, if we ever find Potion Shop, there'll be an item sitting there for GFE.
And that's one of those really handy little things is just when you do find that entrance, you're already set. So good play there to take care of that now.
Oh, and Jullo farming a bomb out of, well, farming bombs, plural, out of that TR front entrance. I mean, it's slow, but we don't have any weapons yet.
Oh, that's true.
Ooh, there's the hammer in Cackwell, and a pod small. I didn't catch where Cackwell is, and GFE doesn't have any bombs to check the back of it. We don't know anyone who skipped the back of Cackwell for lack of bombs and forgotten to go back, right, Sabo?
Of course not.
But yeah, we're seeing some GT smalls in addition to the GT big. Jullo checking out this desert connector.
We've got 3 off the tee, kind of in the same neck of the woods right now, both doing Kakariko entrances, which is not a bad strategy, I guess. But you're clearing out things a little bit quicker. But generally, you see people split off in different directions a little bit more. But oh, we got Eastern Palace here.
In this case, it'll work out for them because they'll find the hammer.
Yes.
Oh, is that the hook shot in... Yes, that is the hook shot in Paradox Cave. So, Jamo has 2 stun weapons, but no attack weapon. Well, okay. He's got Cane of Burner. That's sort of an attack weapon. There's our first CT small. Also in Paradox Cave, so if Jamo happens upon Castle Tower, he can get both items.
Yeah, that's nice. And nice just to find one of those keys off the bat there. Fear digging into Eastern Palace here, not finding anything quite yet.
GFE has found Paradox Cave. If he does this, he will be very well rewarded, but Hammer doesn't have a good hitbox.
No, that's true. Right, Jullo's hanging out in Blind's hut here. That's kind of nice. Nice chest density here.
Mostly just a lot of money. And a vanilla piece of heart in the back. Oh, and that was a connector to Death Mountain. Well, something was a connector to Death Mountain for Jullo, because Blind's Hut isn't a connector. In the early game, it's really hard to keep track of Forerunners and where they all are.
Oh boy, is it?
Yeah, Fear remembering that he needed a couple of hearts to be able to deboost to get that chest, and now he's death warping out. Don't think we really turned up anything in Eastern.
No, didn't see anything of value. GFE is in the Dark World, apparently.
Which means he can't actually get to the back of Hype Cave.
Ooh, Jamo going back into Turtle Rock here. Just thinking about, I've got the hook shot. I can actually get across that little gap there.
Yeah, so he can work over to Lava Chest and Chain Chomps.
Kind of scary when you only have 3 hearts, but you know, you gotta dig what you can dig out of these dungeons early on.
Jullo using a bomb strat to knock the hard hat beetle off the laser bridge. Okay, Lava Chest doesn't really have anything. Yeah, we haven't really seen much of interest in TR so far.
No, not yet.
And Fear has found his way to the Dark World. He's also finding Hype Cave. Well, that's a heck of a place to put the lamp.
Yeah, that's really gnarly. That's great for Jamo. It'll help us. We've seen one dark room already, so that'll give him a little access into that.
Oh, I just realized I hit the wrong button. I was saying that lamp is totally in logic, so it now puts all dark rooms in logic.
All right.
And since we are playing on the entrance branch, Pinball Chest is guaranteed to be a Skullwood Small.
So far, GFE hasn't dug anything out of value out of Skullwoods there.
Oh, and Jamo checking the one exit from TR that we hadn't yet seen, and that is a connector to Dark Death Mountain. We drop down and find the Fire Rod, free for the taking, even as a bunny.
It's pretty handy. Oh, GFE just found a sword there, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. And Samaria. Wow. Both logically behind the Moon Pearl. It's a bit silly. Both of the runners who've been into Cackwell and gotten the hammer didn't have any bombs, so we still don't know what's in the back of Cackwell.
Oh boy, it'll remain a mystery.
I was thinking, though, with the lineups tonight and Enemizer having been the previous race, like, I would have thought GFE and Jullo would be the Enemizer pair, and we'd be seeing GFE and P-Train tonight, but instead it was the other way around.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, I would agree with you there.
Ooh, TR Small is what we abandoned in the back of Cackwell.
Given we have so many entrances found for TR already, we might not need to use all the keys, but good to have early on because it seems like getting around that dungeon might be kind of part of what we need to do to find maybe a little bit more stuff even.
And we just found TR Big sitting on the pyramid, so that's in logic. Which means we have access to the big chest and crystal roller. P-Train in chat saying that he didn't want to keep track of the keys.
I mean, can you blame him?
Yes, I believe 3 off the tee is the higher seed here. They were actually in a three-way tie in their division at 10 and 4, which got resolved by head-to-head of who got second, third, and fourth seeds in the conference out of it.
He could ether medallion needed for the Turtle Rock entrance. Whether or not that comes into play, well, we'll see.
Jullo trying to bomb jump his way to the TR Big Chest. I assume he wants the TR Big Chest because we haven't seen that yet, and he actually is the only one with the big key. But considering GFE is the one with the Samaria and the hook shot,
Yeah.
Jullo might be better off getting one of them.
It puts you in a tough spot when you're, working together as a team and you're right at the place where you need to, check that chest, but you're having to work with less gear. It does make it, you feel like a responsibility to try and get that done. And when you can't, it kind of sucks. You feel bad. So he's going to send GFE over there at some point, I guess, while he gathers up the rest of his gear that he's missing.
Oh, and Jamo is now going to give us a look at the second Castle Tower chest. Just money.
Yeah.
And Fear is going into the front of Escape, technically out of logic, but plenty of runners will do this anyway.
This is the part of the seed where you've kind of done your initial checks of a bunch of different places, got kind of some kind of sense as to what the seed is kind of giving you here, and now it's all about like just digging just that little bit deeper into places now that you've got a little bit more gear to work with.
Yeah, though we still don't really have the ability to complete any dungeons.
Definitely not yet, no.
I guess with the fire rod and the sword, we could, with a small key, do the do moth if we found moth.
Oh yeah, could do that. Oh yeah, getting a glove would be nice seeing in chat there. Yeah. That would, yeah, open up Ice Palace, perhaps, which would be another thing we could dig a couple things out of. Oh, when did we find Ganon's Tower? When did that happen?
Wow. And Jamo has the hammer and hook shot, so he can go left. He also already has 3 smalls.
You're finding nothing at Dark Cross, just a heart container, which, you know, we're all a little bit low on health right now. So 6 hearts for Fear gives him the most right now. That's kind of nice.
There's a book in GT Stalfos room. Probably going to be a bit before we can pull tablets, but we haven't seen a connector to the Desert Palace main entrance yet, so that could be something.
Mm-hmm. It feels like this GT dig by Jamo here is going to reveal a lot more, maybe give these guys a bit of an edge early on.
Yeah, and the stuff in the Ice Armos area is in logic. Actually, everything that we've seen so far has been in logic. It's just random room isn't unless you find all 4 GT smalls. Oh, and I guess map room wasn't in logic either, but no one cares.
Yeah, right. It's a really bogus rando room. I don't like that at all. Yuck.
Yeah, that was the map room this time.
Right, Fear is moving over to the west side of Death Mountain. I don't think we've seen this yet.
I'm trying to remember, since we're in GT, the one drop down we haven't seen is Magic yet, so that's what's behind Agate 2, right?
Meanwhile, Julo's found Palace of Darkness. We have one small key for right now.
Well, there was a second in Zelda's cell, which Fear has. But, yeah, Sphere-FUnity's only found one. We're going to see some Burna Armos Knight strats. Surprisingly effective. Look at how they're all just going down.
It really works well, yeah.
And he was that close that he only needed a handful of boomerangs to finish it off.
Alrighty, there's a glove. Okay.
And Swamp Small and Thieves Small, all things you kind of like to see.
Yeah, that's a nice find, yeah.
And Fully in Logic.
Oh, it was Mini Moldorm Cave. Okay.
That's a convenient place for it to be. I imagine at some point Sphere-FUnity will do their South Shore checks. Hey, we were saying about Ice Palace. There's our first Ice Small in the back of Pod, so
All
if
right.
we ever do want to do it, that makes it easier to navigate.
Sphere-FUnity, we're both crawling around in the dark there for a little bit.
Yeah, Jamo found the Smith in Light World Shopping Mall.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Behind the glove. Ooh, Flute on Spec Rock. And we have not yet seen any connectors to Meyer area.
That's true, we have not.
Oh, TR Big Chest was the cape. Jullo finally went in there with the hook shot and got it.
Right on. Oh, so Fierce picked up the flippers. Where did we find those?
Oh, I missed that.
Test game, okay.
Okay. Let's see if Jullo remembers that he has access to Crystal Roller after he gets Chain Chomps.
I believe it was a small key in there.
In where?
In Crystal Roller.
Oh, did GFE go there?
Somebody did. I saw it
GFE is the
somewhere.
only one who could because no one else has the TR Big, and you either need the TR Big to get it from the front or a cane to get it from the back.
Ah, it was GFE.
Okay. I guess it wasn't very interesting, Key, if Jullo's not going for it.
Maybe it was Meyer? I don't know. It might not have been too important.
Desert Small? Because I see GFE has Desert Small. Ooh, and Gary gave us another TR Small. We're really accumulating those. It's getting close to the point where Ice Rod would logically give us Trinex, and even without logic, we could get there easily enough.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess we'd still need Moon Pearl for Samari to be in logic.
Hotel Mario has been found there. So it looks like Jullo's doing South Shore stuff, should get access to GT in just a little bit here.
Yeah, though if you're Sphere-FUnity, you want GFE to be the one there so that he can actually check right side.
Good point, yeah.
But Jullo knows where it is, so he can always send GFE there just to check right side at some point.
Yeah, it's a nice, easy location for them to get to.
And Fear doing those flippers checks with the flippers he got. There's the Ice Rod in the dam. And the dam was on Light Death Mountain.
Sword on the ledge there, and Fear has the cash for Zora if he wants to blow almost everything that he's got there.
He probably will.
You kind of have to if you're making the trek up here, yeah.
And at 26 minutes, Fear will also become the second runner to acquire a sword. Ooh.
Okay.
Now we have knowledge of both gloves. And GFE is about to grab the flippers. As is Jamo. High five. So wait, we found Dam. We have Flippers, Hammer, Hookshot. If we find Swamp, we can clear it.
Yeah, we could. At this point, the seed is kind of giving you enough pieces to start thinking about dungeon clears, at least with some of the dungeons on the map that we'll have to get to.
Yeah, though you're not gonna run to a dungeon to try to clear it.
No, still very much in that, like, gathering phase. Because it's about having like the knowledge to like be able to then navigate the seed quickly once you kind of are ready to roll. So the more you can kind of uncover and connections you can make and stuff is really important.
Okay, so Jullo on his way to Ice Armos.
And GFE jumping into Gannon's Tower as well here. With that Cane and Fire Rod, we'll be able to do right side no problem.
Yeah, so that'll be new information for us and not something any of the other runners can get. And it'll be good timing-wise because by then Jullo should have Ice Armos down, and GFE will know that he'll want to go to Ice Armos. Well, maybe not if Jullo insists on doing this with the hammer. Okay, there's Berna. Nope.
It's not going so well there. All right, so Jamo is fully upgraded with the gold glove now. Titan's Mitt.
Okay, Jullo is down to 3 Armos. Tile Room was nothing. Sorry to all the Tile Room fans. Yeah. Do we think GFE is gonna continue over without the appropriate knowledge? Oh, there's a pod small in Compass Room. Yeah, GFE is gonna continue. Well, if nothing else, he wants the small key out of here, but I feel like you continue on. Nope. Yikes. And now Jullo finally gets through Ice Armos, and he's gonna tell GFE that actually you might want to come back here for that glove. You're having a bit easier time of that fight.
Alrighty, and Jamo's giving us our first look at Ice Palace here.
It's not the end of the world for GFE to have to go left because he's probably going to want to pick up the book as well, but
Mm-hmm.
just a bit longer knowing that you don't need to go to Rando Room. Also having to actually beat those Stalfos rather than, if you go full down the right side, then you can just Death Warp after picking up the book and the stuff there. Oh, Spiral Cave for Fearagent. Have we seen this yet?
I don't think so.
So this could lead us to strange and wonderful places. Could even have the Moon Pearl sitting right here.
Oh, yeah, right?
At some point, we'll want that.
Nope, just a measly 5 rupees.
Ooh, and it takes us to Mimic Ledge, which without a mirror isn't really getting us anything.
And Jullo just found the entrance to Swamp Palace, which I think was the desert entrance there.
Desert Main?
I believe Desert Main, yes.
Oh, so unless we get Mire access somehow, that's hard locked behind the book.
Yes, yeah.
Mire area access, I should say. Okay, GFE going for burner right off the bat.
I don't think we've seen anything in Ice Palace of value yet. Oh,
Now we
okay.
have.
Well, there we go.
It's because you said we hadn't.
Exactly, right? I was willing it into being.
But since we've all already cleared Ice Armos, the bow doesn't really do anything for us until we... Oh, hello, Moon Pearl. The bow doesn't really do anything until we get the Pod Big or the Eastern Big. I guess it lets us climb GT if we really want to.
Right, yeah.
So shout-outs to all the people in chat who are excited about doing Ice because we've gotten a Moon Pearl and a bow out of it.
Yeah, it's really worked out nicely. So GFE taking that knowledge that Jullo gave him and is heading right for Swamp Palace here.
Is he the only one who's pulled down?
I want to say yes, but I feel like... oh, actually, Jamo probably has, because he's got the Ice Rod as well.
Oh, yeah. Right. That makes sense.
I had to think about that for a second, because I knew there was something in that damn chest that GFE had dug up, so
That
yes,
damn
Jamo's done it as well.
chest.
I know, right?
Oh, Jullo getting the mushroom reminds me we still haven't seen what that gives us.
That's like so long ago that we initially saw that mushroom.
I also realized that Jamo just did all of Ice without the Cane of Samaria, so if GFE finds Ice, he will have a much easier time routing it.
Hammer Cold Stare, never an easy fight, but Jamo's doing a great job so far. Right, and that's our first crystal on the board there.
And we're far enough from go that you just do left side swamp on the way, so that's what GFE's doing.
Yeah, absolutely. You're still very much in the full clear mentality. So Fear finding out about what was in Ice Palace there and wanting to beeline for that and move the seed forward here by grabbing Bow and Moon Pearl.
And I wonder when GFE will do the flippers checks and... Ooh, whoa! That was a nice find for left side swamp. Gotta
Yeah,
go
definitely.
fast. I think Jullo's probably gonna be in left side swamp before too long.
Yeah.
And Jamo's now also in swamp, so I have to imagine he does left side and finds the boots as well.
Yeah, definitely. So a nice, what you think is like a nice little advantage there, GFE picking that up, but be soon negated by Jamo also picking up the same boots.
And Jullo still has a bit of a route to do. He has to first get the flippers, pull dam. Oh, that's a great location for Swamp Big.
Yeah.
That's like the perfect location for Swamp Big.
Really doesn't get any better.
Ooh, Bombos in the back of Swamp. That's our first medallion.
Yeah, not needed for TR. We still don't have access to Meyer right now, but that might be the only place where we could use that. So with Moon Pearl in hand, both of the 3 off the tee guys able to move around the Dark World a little easier now. So checking off a lot of other locations that they want to kind of fill out their map with.
And we're about to find out what the reward for Swamp is. We don't have maps, so this could be a pendant. Catfish just gave us the sewers key, which we really don't need.
Nope, not too exciting.
And that is a crystal from Argus. Oh, and Jullo's checking the hobo. Have we seen this yet? Did Fear do that?
Fear has done this. It wasn't anything too exciting, I don't think.
Okay, I remembered he'd done the other flippers checks. I couldn't remember if he did hobo. Ah, Ikir is reminding us that the 100 rupees from hobo was enough to put Fear over the threshold for Zora, so that was actually kind of a big deal. Jullo could pay Zora twice if he wanted to.
He could get a third glove, in fact.
There you go. Then you can just lift any rock in the game, no matter what.
Just lift all of Hyrule Castle up. Or Turtle Rock, yeah. Take your pick.
And GFE finds ice. Jullo the only runner without a sword so far, though he's about to fix that. But that'll be interesting news for Sphere-FUnity because they're the only ones who know about the sword in Skull Woods.
Yes.
And what do you know? Fear going into Swamp to get his boots.
Of
Or
course.
rather, pulling the dam so that he can go into Swamp to get his boots.
And pointed out in chat, GFE will have the bombos for the Cold Stare fight, so saving a little bit of magic there. Kind of nice.
Yeah, and since we're still on Fighter's Sword, that means you can take down a couple of puffs with the Fire Rod before you have to resort to Hammer. And I wonder if GFE will be happy with the sub-hour Moon Pearl or annoyed with the past 40 minutes Moon Pearl.
Yeah, right?
Oh, and I didn't even think about Spike Cave. We saw that really early on because it's in CAC, but we have the ability to do it. For Quake.
Okay. Could be the medallion we need for the Mire entrance, which we're not sure if we need.
And which we still don't have a way to get to.
Yeah, it's kind of like that big hypothetical whatever, like it could completely not come into play at all, or having these medallions could be really key.
Yeah, and it's all the more intriguing by the fact that Flute is behind the mirror.
Yes, which we have not seen either.
Yeah, mirror's kind of the only big item we haven't seen yet at this point, besides the fact that we somehow don't have any bottles.
Oh, interesting, yeah.
Not that I know if we've seen Sick Kid or not, but with 4 of them out there, it's a bit surprising not to have any.
I don't think we've seen him yet.
Oh, Jamo finally got to the back of Hype Cave, and that has Thieves Big. We still haven't found Thieves, though, but we can full clear it now since we've had the small for a while.
Mm-hmm. Nice work by GFE there, using the Fire Rod to full effect.
Okay, and we see that, well, we knew that ice is a crystal, but Mire is also a regular crystal there.
So we can definitely see at this point how this seed has kind of broken itself up into at least kind of like 2 parts, where we've had our runners kind of like crisscrossing, but then, doubling back to the same locations. And now we're seeing kind of 3 off the tee here, digging into some new areas, finding some new locations for us to explore. With that Moon Pearl being so late, it's kind of really split the seed up into a couple of parts here. But Misery Mire at the Hammer Pegs. Also finding out from our trackers there that Turtle Rock is the green pendant.
Oh. I missed that on the map check. We haven't seen Saha yet. And there's the powder sitting in Super Bunny Cave. I didn't catch where we entered Super Bunny Cave from. As we've discussed, Magic Bat is behind Aga 2. Is this our first look at the dig game? I guess so, because we haven't had the Moon Pearl for that long. And dig game gives us a Meyer Small.
Quite a lot of work for a key that we probably don't need at all.
Oh, so there was the Desert Small and Skullwood's Big, okay.
Okay.
I don't think GFE's been back to see what was on Right Side Desert.
No, I don't think anybody has gone back that way. He did go. We're not sure about that desert right side.
And there's GFE's Mitts and about to be GFE's Master Sword. Fear ran out of bombs and he hasn't found Samaria, so he wasn't able to dive her down and had to pull the statue, I just realized. You hardly ever see that anymore.
It's true, yeah. Diver down is definitely one of those ones that's pretty much standard for most runners at this point.
Okay, Pod is a 5/6 and Thieves is a regular crystal. Good to know.
So GFE has both of the tower keys. I guess he's gonna go through the top of this and finish that off, huh?
Yeah, I guess so. Right, he still doesn't have the lamp. I guess he didn't feel it was worth getting, just like Fear hasn't felt it worth getting. But we got the Fire Rod anyway. And yeah, this is reasonable. You're here. You're curious about that chest, so... You go and finish it off.
Yeah, and these are dark rooms that most runners, especially runners of GFE's caliber, are going to know how to do, so no problems there. So Jamo in Palace of Darkness right now, I feel like we've seen a fair amount of this dungeon so far, but maybe not all of it.
And since we don't give you anything around here to use your channel points on, why not bet on blue balls from Aga 1 as
Ooh,
GFE
okay.
climbs the tower? You think this is going to be a kind seed or a mean seed, Sabo?
Boy, I think it'll be fairly nice. I would say maybe 3 blue balls.
So fairly average.
Yeah, I think fairly average is what I'm thinking.
If you want to bet, do it soon, because we have to end it once the Aga fight starts. Oh, I missed that Hype Cave had half magic in addition to the Thieves' Big. And Jullo gets his first crystal. So I guess we're even on the crystal count between the teams.
Mm-hmm.
How are we doing so far on Aga 1 blue ball?
I think 1?
Yep, that was 1. Very nice Aga today. Unfortunately, no one was that optimistic to bet on it.
The house wins.
And at 52 minutes, Fear finds our first bottle sitting at Dark Chapel location. I'm just thinking as we go into the Bumper Cave entrance. We haven't seen the Bumper Cave connector yet, have we? I don't think.
No, I don't think so.
And Jullo's the only one who actually has the cape to do it if we find it.
Oh yeah, was that TR Big Chest?
Yes. And GFE now gets that knowledge about Thieves in Pod. So we know most of our crystals at this point. It's just of the Eastern Desert Heron Skull Woods, 2 are crystals, 2 are pendants.
Okay.
And Fear is finally the first of 3 on the tee into Skull Wood, so he's going to be getting a Master Sword and Samaria in the next few minutes. I just realized that's a totally vanilla Skullwood's Big Key.
Yes, it is. It's interesting. The seat, it felt like it had a fair bit of momentum, but our runners are starting to run out of like locations, and it just like that. We're waiting for that one shoe to drop here to kind of open up the next part of the seat. It feels like.
Yeah, something like Finding Thieves.
Yes. Yeah.
Though Sphere-FUNity hasn't yet gone back to Hype Cave since having the Moon Pearl.
They're telling us that Meyer is clearable, which we have seen. So.
Oh, we did see Meyer. Where was it?
I think it was in the Village of Outcasts.
Speaking of Meyer, there's its big key. When Sphere-FUNity was in there, they didn't have the Moon Pearl to get the items.
Oh, Peg Cave? Yeah, maybe Hammer Pegs. Somewhere in the village area, I believe.
Oh, so it was recent.
Yeah, fairly, once 3 off the tee was able to kind of start exploring some of the entrances around here.
Oh yeah, that's where Jamo is going right now, only maybe he's going back to get his Samaria. that was good timing.
Yeah, right? And you just know that that was like a little bit of an urgent communication there. Oh, shoot, where was Samaria again? Oh, over there. Okay, got it.
Yeah, it's like right as Fear finds Samaria, Jamo turns around and goes to get it before he does Meyer.
Oh, did Fear just find it? Oh, okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
that was the whole thing. That's why Jamo turned around, because it was right as Fear found Samaria.
Well, that makes perfect timing then by Fear there. Yes, GFE does have a castle tower done.
Yeah, so Sphere-FUnity has an edge on dungeon count. 3 off the tee, I'd say, has an edge on checks. Oh, and we finally found the potion shop, and it gives us our 4th TR small. Well, it's Fear's 3rd, but we've now seen all 4, I believe.
Yes, we have seen them all. So I'm thinking that Meyer's going to have the mirror, and that'll open up a little bit more of the seed.
Could be. We've got 6 checks in logic in there, so that's something. And there's GFE finally doing the back of Hype Cave for that Thieves Big. I wonder if Thieves is in the Meyer area. At this rate, it could well be.
Seems like it might be hiding over there, yeah. And we've also learned that Desert is a pendant as well. Fearagent was able to confirm that for us. Looks like it's the red pendant.
Just realized we've seen no sign of Hera.
Oh yeah, no Hera, not yet.
No Hera, no back of Skull Woods.
I think we just found the back of Skull Woods because I think Fearagent is in.
Oh, he's in it. Never
Woods.
mind.
Yeah. I don't know how he got
is hard
there,
to keep track of.
Yeah. Oh, Desert Right. Oh, interesting. Okay. Moth not really cooperating.
Yeah, he was having a tough go of it, but Fire Rod and Half Magic. There we go. And GFE has the wherewithal to fully clear Meyer. Oh, and Skull Woods is our final pendant. Okay. Only thing we don't know is what our other 5/6 besides Pod is. And Jullo taking on the next.
Okay, found the shovel in Misery Mire.
Cutscene was just a heart container. That's what you get for going out of logic.
Yeah.
But GFE's too tempted as well, so he's going to give the time right back to Jamo.
Oh!
Well then. Hello, Mirror. Hello, Flute from Mirror.
That's pretty nice. That's pretty nice. I wasn't expecting that at all.
Yeah, I mean, the seed was kind of indicating TR from early on, but I wasn't expecting it to be for the mirror. But yeah, I think if you're Julo, as soon as you finish the front of TR checks, you go get that flute.
Oh yeah, you do.
Jamo finding something you really don't want to see, the Hera basement key.
Hmm.
So Fear's in the front of TR doing those checks, but that means he's a ways from Trinex.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't think we've checked the Ice Palace entrance. I don't think anyone has yet. Oh no, that was Mini Moldorm Cave, which we did see, yes.
Maybe.
Maybe
Can't
not.
remember.
I guess we didn't see it because no one has red mail.
Yeah, no.
And certainly no one has ether.
Right, Jamo's made his way down to what's his name again? Oh geez. I just had a complete brain fart.
Idrius?
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, and Jamo also had a lamp for Meyer basement. GFE's going through it in the dark. Here's first to all our bottles today.
Apparently. So nothing of real value in Misery Mire.
We haven't checked
Clear
Big
out of it.
Spot yet.
True. Yes.
So the value of the shovel is an open question.
It really is.
Jullo checks Mimic Cave entrance, but it's shown. Now, does Jullo take the long walk around to get the flute? Looks like that's what he's going for.
Yeah, I just checked off a couple more entrances on his way there.
And here's the shovel check. Okay, now we can say Miner was drunk.
That's tough. Felt like Meyer was the play, but it was bait.
There's powder for GFE, which is Sphere-Funity's first knowledge of it. I just realized Jamo picked up the Smith on the way.
Yeah, all part of the plan here.
And we're going to pull Ether Tablet. That's going to be our first look at that. Doesn't give us anything, but at least we've seen it. Ooh. I'm surprised at that point Jullo didn't want to interview the bomb vendor about where the other 5-6 is.
I wonder, they don't necessarily have all the information, yeah. Maybe you got one piece of it, and maybe you're already thinking, like, this is probably not going to come into play.
Yeah, probably because we don't even have a pod big. It seems pretty unlikely.
Oh, Jullo on his own tracker might have a mismark with Thieves Town there.
Huh. Either way, we don't have a pod big, so it'll be a while before Big Bomb could even come into play.
Yeah, good point.
Ooh, PR entrance is Hera. Now, all the runners have had access to Mini Moldorm Cave for a while. It's at Ice Palace entrance, so Moon Pearl plus Mitts is enough to get you it. That gets you the ether to open TR main entrance.
Yes, right, yeah, yep.
Ah, and Jamo's right there. Okay. GFE showing the Smith, hey, this is what a Trinex looks like. The Smith's gonna go poof, though, because a crystal is considered a follower once you hoist it. Oh, no, no, no! This is a pendant dungeon. The Smith won't go poof.
Ah. Okay, third sword on Moldorm there.
Was wondering where all the swords were.
Everything's really starting to kind of like gel here. We're getting a lot more of just the map, the items, everything kind of covered here. We're getting close, feels like.
But 3 off the tee still hasn't gone to Trinex, so they don't know about that mirror.
Yeah, and the tricky thing about that is that back entrance to TR was available so early that it's one of those things that you like don't really think about. Maybe it's not top of your mind to go back in there and then fight the boss.
And Sick Kid for all those late bottles is just giving us a piece of heart. Jamo, meanwhile, has decided to do the climb, which is 5 items if we go through Aga 2 and do Magic Bat.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going by what you've got left, kind of on your map to cross off, it's a good bet, because your other play would be like, how do you make the call to do Trinex, when you've got, 5 item locations kind of to go for.
And who knows, maybe there'll be something on the GT climb that is necessary in Sphere-FUNity will be late to something like Pod Big.
Yeah, because right now they've kind of got what looks like a bit of an advantage here. They're kind of moving along. They got things to do. But finding anything that we're kind of missing in this climb here could be, yeah, really key, like you say.
Yeah, now Meyer entrance is Quake we just saw. I remember when Jamo got Quake thinking it was out of the way. I can't remember where it was, do you?
Oh, yeah. I can't remember.
And Jamo's almost up the climb, so we'll be seeing very shortly if there's anything good up here. Ooh, Hookshot Cave. We have not seen this yet. Hera Big.
Okay, so nothing there.
Jullo decides not to follow the connector. And turns out the green pendant itself isn't worth anything, but that mirror is still a pretty good find.
Yes, most definitely.
And while the bottle behind Moldorm 2 is nice to have, we haven't really seen anything that useful up the GT climb. Ooh, Eastern Big. That is required.
Yeah, and that's in the Meyer area here. So, yeah, got to get that flute. Table is starting to tilt a little more in favor of Sphere-FUnity right now.
Oh, and there's Thieves, too. With the all-important bug net. So, is Sphere-FUnity just a pod big from Go mode at this point?
I think, yeah, which one do we have? Do we get Pod or Eastern? We got Eastern, right?
We got the Eastern big.
Yeah.
So let's see if this magic bat makes that GT climb worth it. Pod small, I mean, logically required, but probably not worth the GT climb for it.
There's still a few outs for 3 off the tee here. It's looking okay for Sphere-FUnity right now, though.
Yeah, as best we can tell, unless there's some connector that goes to Meyer entrance, the flute is hard required to get the Eastern big, which means the mirror is hard required to get the flute, which means you have to beat Green Pendant Trinex, which Fear is now about to do.
Yeah, this is going to be a slightly annoying find, knowing that you could have been here a little bit earlier than this. But it'll hopefully set these guys off on the right track to start kind of catching up.
Why did Jullo do Saha for nothing when GFE had already been in there? Ooh, purple chest of silvers. That's a nice find.
All right. You know, that's definitely one of those things where the one teammate asks the other that's already done it, "Hey, what did you find there?" And you know, they just can't remember. And so, okay, I'm already here. I'm just going to do it anyways.
Down goes Trinex for Fearagent to get his mirror. That reminds me, GFE does have Trinex finished, and he does have the mirror. I just noticed it's not on his tracker.
Ah, yes, yes.
And yeah, Jamo's now going to get that mirror in short order.
Yeah, you're at that point where you're like, what do we do? And then as soon as, you know, one teammate finds something, it's like, okay, I am literally right behind you on that one for sure. Because they can see that they need that because they're running out of options otherwise.
And Jullo knows Meyer's junk, so he's not going to touch anything going through here. Just get the crystal and leave. Looks like GFE is going to grab purple chest, so he'll get his silvers. But yeah, you can see Sphere-FUnity has a decent-sized lead at this point. Ooh, Chicken Hut. That Jullo's about to get his fourth crystal. GFE already has 4 crystals. Fear only has 2, and Jamo has 3. Yes, and as chat's reminding us, Fear chose not to go to Cold Stare on light equipment. That's why he has 2 crystals rather than 3. It was also the bad luck of he found Skull Woods, back of Skull Woods, so he did back of Skull Woods, and it turned out to be a pendant.
Mm-hmm.
I do wonder. Okay, there's GFE's silvers. I do wonder where that pod big is. Could be here in Eastern. There's still 2 items left.
Yeah, 2 things we haven't seen yet.
And GFE about to pull Bombos. That's going to be our first look at that. Oh, it's a
Oh
big
my.
key. Desert. Which gets us 2 items, but you don't really want to see it.
Though as the locations kind of dwindle down there, those 2 could come in handy. That could very well be where our pod big is. I don't think anyone's read Ped yet, so we don't know what would be on there.
Well, we've only just gotten the mirror relatively recently, and no one's wanted to take a special trip to Ped from the light world. But yeah, Peds and Logic. Oh, and by the way, please do give the runners a follow. They're all top-tier runners.
GT small, that's it. Okay.
Oh, and we can now conclusively say that Big Bomb is dead.
Yes, yes, we can.
Yeah, this whole time Sphere-FUnity has not been into pod, I believe. Jullo didn't do it, did he?
Maybe a little bit of it. He just didn't have all the keys, so he was pretty stingy with them.
Oh, yeah, yeah, he must have done some, or GFE wouldn't have just blown a small key on the vanilla big key chest.
Yeah. So Sphere-FUnity still pretty much in control here at this point, but you know that one out, that big key to pod in the bottom of Hera. Okay, okay.
And that
Now
Hera
we're
basement
talking.
key was in Meyer. GFE has it, but Jullo doesn't. Now,
Okay,
probably GFE will go there when he goes to clear out Hera because he knows he has to do Hera at some point.
Hopefully they remember where that Hera Small was, so they can pass it on to Jullo.
Yeah, because I could totally see saying, oh, Meyer was just all junk. When Jullo went in there, I had forgotten that there was anything potentially useful in Meyer.
Mm-hmm. So 3 off the tee has to keep moving, but you know that is a tricky location for that big key to be. So it might take Sphere-FUnity a little bit of time before they figure that out.
If he just also used all his pod small, so he's going to need another one. And probably not the one from Magic Bat. Just saying.
Yeah, right?
But okay, so he's grabbing his ether, which means he's going to do Hera. So he will find that pod big. And Fear and GFE doing a high five, getting their ether.
So Jamo heading right into the back of Palace of Darkness here. It's already cleared out most of this dungeon anyways, so let's just get to the boss and see what he's holding on to.
Right. They still haven't been to the Meyer area to know about the Eastern Big, but I think the Eastern Big's the only thing they still need.
Yes, you are correct.
Oh, and GFE's doing the GT climb before Hera.
Oh, this is...
That's gonna hand over a lot of time to 3 off the tee.
Yeah, this is getting a little spicy.
And there's no way Jullo's finding the pod big.
Yeah, no, it's up to GFE to find it, and so...
Well, I mean, this will give GFE the pod small he needs after a while.
Yikes. Yeah, right?
Yeah, and Jullo's gonna be doing pendant dungeons until GFE finds the pod big. Oh, no, he's gonna do the CT climb to pass the time. I see, he was just in there.
Right,
Get
that makes sense.
CT2. Which is at least productive, you need to do it.
So with Helmosaur out of the way, now Jamo's going to head a little further in to just check Big Chest, I guess, and got one key kicking around, so one more location he can maybe get to.
Probably Harmless Hellway. He's been in here before. You can see that he's gotten everything but Big Chest, Harmless Hellway, and Vanilla Big Key.
Alrighty, 3 off the tee, knocking off some more bosses here. It's getting a little bit tighter.
And there's Butter Sword for Fear. Speaking of which, Jullo making very fast work of the Aga climb with his Butter Sword. So 3 off the tee just needs to go to the mire area and they're in go mode.
Yeah, they're pretty close. And because they kind of got held up a little earlier in the seed, like they don't really have too many other places to go. So, they're probably just going to beeline for the mire area. So,
Yeah, he took a Moldorm fall. And another Moldorm fall.
At this point, every little bit's kind of adding up here. So these 2 falls, like, not feeling too good about them.
Yeah, so Jamo still needs to do the CT climb. Andy needs to do Thieves. Fear needs to go back and finish off Ice and Pod. So they both have stuff to do. Even go-moding Thieves is not a very fast dungeon.
No, that's true. Unlucky with the Agate 2 here.
There we go. And Jullo now gonna give some time back doing the back of Skull Woods. Yeah, it just came down to order of operations. Jullo hadn't been into Mire because he had other things to do, so he didn't get the Hera small before going into Hera.
Yeah, definitely one of those things that happens especially in a cross key situation. You've just got a lot of different things you're trying to juggle, trying to balance, progression and getting through dungeons and finding items. And so you make a couple of skips here and there, and you're hoping that your teammate cleans up after you. But sometimes it can kind of hurt when the teammate doesn't get over to make up one of those checks, like we're looking for GFE to do Hera Basement right now.
Well, this is GFE's Hera play.
This is going to make for a bit of a panicked moment for the team here, trying to figure out how to get Jullo back there ASAP and keep things moving on.
And see if they remember that the Hera small key was in Meyer map chest.
Yes, right.
Because I think I said at the time, it's not something you want to see, so it could easily be something you don't take note of.
Mm.
That's 6 crystals for Jamo. Wonder where Jullo's heading. I know where Jullo's going to be heading very soon.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, neither of the 3 off the tee players have been interested in checking Meyer area yet. And yeah, by that flute attack. It was hammer pegs, though, so you need to take CAC portal. Yeah,
Yeah.
forgot which world it was in.
Jullo's putting it all together there, just like we were there. Yeah, I'm guessing that 3 off the tee here, they're just clearing off all the busy work that they have to do, knowing that what they're looking for is probably in the Meyer area. So just clearing off all the other stuff they have to do first. Yeah, with Jullo able to run right back here to Meyer, they know exactly where that small key was. That's really handy. If they had been kind of like at a loss for where it might be, that would definitely have thrown a big wrench into the run here.
Yeah, definitely good on them for diligently tracking everything.
This should be the last little bit of busy work that Jamo and Fear have to do here before they can get over to the Meyer area. So it's, still pretty tight.
Oh, does Jullo not remember where? Oh, GFE probably just told him it's in my. No, he had to hit the switch. Okay, got it. Right. That switch. You're not usually beelining for map chests, so it's easy not to think about
It really is, yeah, like the worst spot, or the one that comes to mind least for
Or,
sure.
or that you need this. Alternatively, you need that small key, which he also grabbed while hitting the switch.
Right, totally.
Now, just because of the natural order of things, even when 3 off the tee goes to Meyer, it'll take them a bit of time to get the Eastern big because you don't beeline for that right entrance.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, we'll probably see what Meyer main is.
Yeah, right. No equipment concerns for Fear there. Really nice, easy fight against Cold Stare.
Yeah, that's his one reward for not doing it earlier. He had to go back through the dungeon, but he has a nice, easy fight. Yeah, so both 3 off the team members just have Eastern to go, but they need to get that big key, which Jamo will be getting soon. And GFE still needs to go back through Eastern. So I don't know.
It's pretty darn close.
Yay, someone got the mirror shield. Yeah, I think Sphere-FUNity has an edge, but this is definitely close.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and Jamo does go over to this entrance. So he will be getting his go mode here. And then it's just a race.
It really will become a race, yeah. I really love when you're watching co-op and you can see like the information, changing hands in real time there. Here's the key. And then Fear immediately, poof, he's on it. Okay, I'm stopping what I'm doing.
But yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if Sphere-FUNity finished first and fourth and 3 off the tee finished second and third.
Yes, I think that's
Though,
how it's going to split. Yeah.
actually, GFE has silvers and Fear doesn't, and they're going to be getting into Eastern right around the same time. So Sphere-FUNity might get first and third. But once the finish times start coming in, both
Oh,
teams
yeah.
are going to get really nervous.
Yeah, because it's been a bit of a back and forth affair, and both teams, kind of last location and a couple of things. It's not like either side has been dominant, so you're definitely seeing a dot done, and you're getting a little bit nervous.
So Jullo is our first to 7 crystals. Everyone's now beaten Aga, so we can just run to Lumberjack when we get our 7th. And yes, the whirlpool you really don't see used except in cross keys when you're trying to get to lumberjack in a hurry.
Definitely one of those little things that you pick up when you are doing this mode a lot, is just little kind of route efficiencies like that.
For sure, and especially with being able to flute to 8 like that. And since Jamo has silvers and Jullo doesn't, I think Jullo still finishes before Jamo if nothing goes wrong for either of them, but it's going to be really close.
I think Jullo's got it all right here.
Yeah, so bottom two runners both on their Ganon fight. Jullo does lose a bit of time to turning Ganon blue.
Yeah, the equipment difference is actually having a pretty big effect on this here. It will be pretty close.
What's Jullo up to, about 8?
I think he's got one more.
Oh, okay.
Oh, maybe 2 more.
There we go. So yes, just barely.
Wow.
Yeah, Jamo's gonna get fanfare sniped here.
Alrighty, well, GG's to Jullo for coming in first place there. Only a few seconds behind Jamo. Bring it in here. That is going to put a lot of pressure on these two that are still in the fight.
Yeah, 143.46 and 143.55. So if Fearagent finishes this before GFE, which again, a bit less likely because he doesn't have silvers, but GFE has a 9-second buffer.
Just want no mistakes at this point.
You've teamed with GFE. Does he remember how to use silvers?
Oh, I think he does.
It's only Master Sword silvers that he can't handle.
That's right.
That's awfully, like, he seemed awfully desperate to get the torch glitch for a silvers fight.
You just don't want to miss it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he has half magic. He didn't really need the torch glitch.
And with
But
this,
get your GGs in. GFE and Sphere-FUnity here.
that means that they're going to take this. Is it a best of 3?
Yeah, they take the series.
Wowza. This one was really exciting.
Yeah, super close.
I'll let Fear finish it out here.
Yeah. So that's 144.56 for GFE and 145.42 for Fear. So that's a 46-second difference between them, average against the 9-second difference of their partners, and what is it, 27.5 seconds difference between on average?
Wow, yeah, it was really close. That was a great race. Wow, good stuff. So we'll see if we can get some of the runners in here, have a little chat with us. Do we have to pull them into the room here?
Okay, I heard 4 entrances. That must be all of them. GG's, guys.
GG's, everyone.
GG's, everyone.
GG's.
Oh,
You guys need to watch that back. That was a heck of a race.
No thanks.
There.
it was a bit of a mess. I'm glad. Like I saw they said in race room they last created mirror. I will say I did at least still get my pod key off Magic Bat before finally going up to Hera.
We were discussing that like, where's he gonna get, since he's burned all his pod keys, where's he gonna get the next one from?
Yeah.
But no,
It's either that or Mothula.
Yeah, I mean those were
Ooh,
some dumb
yeah.
pod keys. I don't know where the last one was.
right, the thing was that, like, what bit you guys was the fact that you didn't last location the mirror, so Jullo had no reason to have the Hera small when he went to Hera.
Yeah.
I mean, I was gonna get up to Hera at some point.
Well, it was Maya, right? Like when you cleared that, no matter what.
What?
Like the
It was in
Hera
Maya,
small was in
yeah.
Maya, right? Yeah. So I mean, I did that relatively early because we had full clearable Meyer.
Yeah, I want to say I was the first one in Meyer, but Jullo, I can't remember when he found Hera. It was near the time I found Meyer.
It was after, but Jullo hadn't, since you had full cleared Meyer,
Yeah.
Jullo had no reason to go in there.
Yeah, I was doing light world stuff, and then Hera was when you found some. You were like doing other mirror entrances at the time.
Yeah, I was doing South Dark World. And then later on, like when I chose the GT climb, I mean, Hera, as far as I was concerned, was just the Hera small key. So I was going for the density.
Speaking of Meyer, I did like 3 off the tee. Jamo, you're about to go into Meyer even though you don't have the cane, and right then Fear finds the cane and you turn around.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So I mean, that was good, I guess. What kind of sucked was that I went over there like 3 times and I still hadn't done purple chest, and then I still ended up doing purple chest with no mirror as Fear was last locating Trinox.
When,
But-
like, how late did y'all find Kane?
Find what?
Kane. Samaria.
That was relative, like not that late.
Okay.
That was in Silvers, right?
I ended up in
Yeah.
like in Vu as a bunny with low health, so I was like, I'm just gonna go do this.
Yeah.
So it was at least nice having it to Icebreaker when, I mean, we didn't get to Ice till pretty late, but
Oh, you icebreaker the first time in ice. Wow.
well,
Yeah, GFE
It's
got
wild
his
to
cane
finally go to
super
Ice.
early.
yeah.
I see. Yeah, I mean, we both, I think it was probably logical last locate for ice. We had pretty much nothing left, but like we did it in logic. We didn't have cane. So
I
I
don't
managed to
think
beat
we
it
had-
first time there. Fear didn't attempt it, which made sense because he also didn't have the ice big. So that kind of
Oh.
worked out.
I mean, Ice Big was. I found that eventually. I don't even remember what that was.
Ice Big was
Somewhere
on
really
Helmet
late.
King.
It was
None
on
of you were
Helmet,
doing
yeah.
Ice Big.
It was the Gomo
So-
thing. Nobody's
so
having
Fear-
Ice Big.
No, we did. I mean, Fear actually held off ice until he
But
got
yeah,
the big,
that makes
so
sense. I
it
don't
would have
even
been
think,
good if it was there.
I think Julo had a small when I went there, but I hadn't gone to get it. Forget where
Yeah,
It
I
did
went.
give Fear a much easier cold stare fight than the rest of you had.
Yeah.
Definitely a plus there.
Yeah,
I'm
we
just
got the
glad that-
mirror.
I'm just
I
glad
assume we're
Hyrule
a while
Castle
later to the mirror.
wasn't the answer.
Speaking of interesting equipment for fights, Jullo, how about your Ice Armos?
Yeah, I screwed up the burner, so that was a bit scary at the end when I kept missing.
We were also wondering if you had finished that fight sooner. GFE, if you had known about the items behind Ice Armos, would you have gone full right?
I wanted the book anyway, so I was just like, I'll just go over there because I didn't want to spend the key at that point in case
Oh,
I
that
got
makes
climbing
sense.
for some reason.
Right.
I did out collect Julo. I just want to point that out. Not Jamo, but I out collected Julo.
What? Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't get the fluff that much, except when
you
I
fluffed
misread.
Zaha. because you thought
Well-
that's where the big key was.
That's where it was marked.
Yeah, we did comment on the fluffing of Saha.
Yeah, Thieves Down Big on our tracker was marked like a little below Sea House, so it looked like it was like on top of Saha's head.
Oh. Because, yeah, we noticed you then went next door to Hype and got the Thieves Big.
Yeah, I tried to minimize my fluffing.
Well, the combined team collection rates are super close to each other.
I mean, it was a really close race. What do you expect?
I'm trying to recall, where was Bombos in this?
It was in Swamp House, and it flooded the Diver Down room.
That's right. Was. So I
You
guess
could use
Yeah.
Bombos
I guess
with Fire
Fire
Red
Rod
instead of Fire
wasn't
Red.
logically Bunny Walk required. Then.
Yeah, I guess technically. But yeah, we
I
have
was
the Fire
trying to
Red
think if it
too.
was, but I guess not.
Yeah, because the book was in DM room, yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, we went straight to Swamp after Ice. That felt good. I assume you guys did that too. Because
I went to Swamp before. I wanted to do Ice first, but I don't know. I was thinking, what if I find the big key in Swamp or something dumb like that? So I went on over to Swamp.
You guys, GFE and Jamo, got the boots pretty close to each other, like within a minute or two.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Mirror probably hurt our efficiency a lot.
Yeah,
I was
Julo's the one that found that.
probably very late to that. It was a little unfortunate because Fear was like he was going to do TR East to back of TR and do Trinex as well because I didn't think it was in logic, but then we realized like, across the TR smalls, we might have had 4.
Oh, I just realized something, Drosy.
What?
Another thing that played into my GT climb was I wanted to take TR right to TR left to get up to Hera, but I didn't want to have to go in the fairy drop because of having killed Aga 1 already.
Oh.
So
Oh yeah, that happened to Fear, I think. Yeah, I would have forgot too. I always forget about that.
Yeah, I had for some reason not paid attention to where Laser Bridge was marked. So when I was going to go kill Trinex, I was going to take the Smith up to TR right and go kill Trinex, because then I could have my mirror and I could just start at Old Man and mirror and turn at Smith. But then I ran through the portal and was like, oh. And then Julo's like, yeah, man, Laser Bridge is just in cat.
Yeah.
I don't think you knew where any of Total Rock was, except where Total Rock right and left were.
I think you found all of Turtle Rock, but
Except left. I didn't go out.
but left because I'm the one who took that connector. Yeah.
Alrighty, well maybe we'll start to wrap some things up here. So Sphere-FUnity, you're moving on to the next round. How you feeling about that?
Just trying to make you proud, Sabo.
Thanks, buddy.
Wish you could be here, man.
Well, you found a good teammate to replace me, so I think it's probably some of your success that you're having right now is the result of dropping the dead weight. So
I mean, nah, man, don't say that. Don't say that. It was a good 6 seasons. Definitely
was.
wouldn't trade it for anything. But no, it feels great. I know on the other end, I know y'all were looking forward to bringing it to Game 3. So it was nice to be
we
able
were
to play
feeling pretty
this
good
one.
about key drop on Game 3. We just needed to get this one.
Yeah, especially after P-Train's comment in the last race room. I was like, I know what they're picking on Game 3 if it comes to it. But now still, it's nice to be able to play this one without the pressure. But GG's to you guys. Gotta love Fear for having created this whole thing from the beginning. So it's a lot of fun. Nice to be able to finally make playoffs and actually move forward in them. So we'll see who we're up against next.
good stuff.
That'll probably be a bit because since we do the reseeding every round, it depends which other seeds advance.
Yeah.
And 3 off the tee, GG's, a good effort. Any final thoughts on how your league season went?
Yeah, GG's. It was really fun. It was my first season of League, so glad we got this team together. It was really fun playing co-op with Fear and Beer. And yeah, a bit disappointing losing such a close one here. But it happens.
Yeah, I really enjoy playing with Jamo and beer. It's fun. This will be it though. This is the old swan song for sure. There's no way I'm coming back for this after that. after this, this is the fork.
You can join me in retirement.
Jamo, I think, is beginning to understand as he's played with me. We last location every seed.
We do seem to last locate the mirror every single time.
It's tiresome, and
Damn,
I totally forgot. Like I was away for long enough to where like, oh yeah, maybe I should do this again. And I have fun with Jamo, and I'll definitely want to do some co-op with Jamo and beer and stuff. But I'm done. There's no way I could do this anymore. Too old, and
well, you said
it's just it's way too stressful. Like
it's so stressful, right? Oh,
that
my
end
God.
was stressful.
Yeah, man, I thought we had it when I was in the explosion and nobody was done, but
Yeah.
Well,
And then I come along.
I had minimized my race room, and then when I hit the explosion, I opened it up and I was like, okay, Jullo finished 9 seconds before. I need like 2 seconds here, and I think I'm
Yeah.
good. But no, I mean,
Um,
you look at those times, this was insanely close. So
So close.
it was a really good race. And Fear, if it is your final one, is a kind of competition sort of thing here.
I mean, I was out.
I'm
already
honored
on the
to have
league.
raced you in it.
Yeah. I was out already going into the season, and then I kind of got tucked into it by beer.
Yeah.
And we had fun throughout the season. Was fun, but yeah, I can't do this anymore. I can't do it.
You guys have a good team.
Yeah, Jamo's.
I mean, it's
Jamo
Jamo's really
beast.
good at this game. I mean, he honestly, like, he's only been playing for a little bit, but that dude is so good. And without Jamo, we're not. We're probably not making the playoffs. But
no, I mean, you guys won your race though, as you and beer, so I think we all had a similar record in the regular season.
When I built this one, I said the originator and the prodigy, because Jamo, that's kind of what you are, man. I feel like I've already faced you deep in tournaments, like, what, 3 or 4 times?
Me and GFE are like fated to face in the semifinals of like every tournament.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But, well, you got talked into it once, Fear. Maybe in 1 year you can be talked into it again.
No, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna watch these seeds. I'm gonna save this race and the race before, and I'm gonna have beer. You are gonna come and say, hey, maybe we should join a team together. And I'm like, get Gamma Chew or something, because I can't do this. I can't do it. Just can't do it.
Right on.
Yeah,
Well,
it is stressful at the end there. But...
GG's to everybody here. Yeah, great work, everybody. So I guess we'll start to wrap things up here. It was great being on the comms with Drossi here, and to our 2 trackers, Aker and Nochibato. Thanks.
Yeah, I'm really glad we could do this, and shout outs to Yoinker's wife for getting this on a league channel. Always kind of fun to do it on our own channel here.
Yeah, so that's all I've got. Drossi, have you got anything else for league, news and whatnot?
Well, let's take a look at the schedule here. Today was kind of a quiet day in the league. We've got 2 invitational races tomorrow. We've got Used Bow versus JK Lol at 2 p.m. and Pugs versus Don't Forget to Track Us at 9 p.m. On Speed Gaming and Speed Gaming 3, respectively. Let's see what we have in the Open League. Oh, right. It's on the screen, too. How about that? Yeah, the Open League doesn't have another race scheduled until Thursday. So, yeah, check out the invitational matches tomorrow. Those are really good matchups, also featuring very strong and well-known runners. So, yeah, I think that's it for us tonight. GG's again to the runners, and thank you all for watching.